Hello students, I hope all of you are fine. The chapter Combustion and Flame is started and I hope the topics which are explained you have understood them. Now the next topic, that is flame. A flame is a region where combustion of gaseous substances takes place. That means flame is produced when a gas is burnt. So, all the gases which undergo combustion, that means all the combustible gases, when burnt produce flame. But only those solid and liquid fuels which vaporizes on being heated burn with a flame. LPG, biogas, these are some gases, combustible gases which undergo combustion burn with flame. Wax, camphor are some solid fuels which vaporizes on heating. So wax and camphor burn with a flame. Similarly, kerosene oil, mustard oil, these are some liquid fuels which form vapors. Vapors means gas on being heated. So, kerosene oil and mustard oil also burn by producing flames. Charcoal and coal, these are some solid fuels. But these solid fuels do not vaporize on heating. That means they do not produce gas when heated and thus do not burn by producing flame. These substances glow red on combustion. When these substances, charcoal, coal, these are heated, they do not produce gas, respective gases. That's why these do not produce flame. When fuels burn, the type of flame produced depends on the proportion of oxygen which is available for burning the fuel. That means when a fuel burns, every time you will not get the same kind of flame. The type of flame which is produced when a fuel is burnt depend on the availability of the oxygen for the burning process. Every time the fuel will not get sufficient supply of oxygen. When the oxygen supply is insufficient, then the fuels burn incompletely, producing mainly a yellow flame. The yellow flame is caused by the glow of hot unburnt carbon particles produced due to incomplete combustion of fuel. This yellow flame produces light, but yellow flame produces less heat. So it is said to be a luminous flame or light giving flame. Yellow flame gives lots of light but less heat. That's why yellow flame, which is produced due to the incomplete combustion of a fuel, is called luminous flame. When wax burns in the form of a candle, it burns with a yellow luminous flame. Thus, the color of the candle flame is mainly yellow and it gives less heat. We cannot cook food with the help of a burning candle, but it gives lots of light. So, in a dark room, if we light a candle, it almost lights the full room. But we cannot cook food by using a candle flame. When kerosene is burnt in a lamp, it also burns with a yellow luminous flame. But when the oxygen supply is sufficient, then the fuels burn completely, producing mainly a blue flame. So when there is sufficient supply of oxygen for burning, then the fuel burns completely. Complete combustion of the fuel takes place. And thus, no carbon particles, unburned carbon particles is present there. That's why the color of the flame is blue. Blue flame gives less light but lots of heat. For example, LPG. When LPG is burnt in a stove, it gives lots of heat. That's why we can cook food by using an LPG stove. But when in a dark room an LPG stove is burning, it is not giving sufficient light to light up the full room. So, the yellow flame is also known as non-luminous flame because blue flame gives less light but lots of heat. The blue flame is produced when the complete combustion of a fuel takes place. Thus, complete combustion of LPG takes place in the kitchen gas stove. The design of the burner of kitchen gas stove is such that it provides sufficient air for the complete combustion of LPG. Now, structure of a flame. Look at the diagram. This is showing the candle flame. You can see there are 3 zones of the same flame. The outermost zone of a candle flame is somewhat blue in color. It is non-luminous zone which does not produce much light but lots of heat. In the outer zone of a flame, complete combustion of the fuel takes place because there is plenty of air around it. The outer zone has the highest temperature in the flame. In other words, the outermost zone is the hottest part of the flame. The outermost zone of a flame is quite thin as compared to the middle zone. So, the candle flame looks almost yellow in color because the outermost zone is very thin, where complete combustion of the fuel vapor, that means wax vapor, takes place. The middle zone of a flame is yellow. It is bright and luminous. The fuel vapors burn partially or incompletely in the middle zone because there is not enough air for burning in this zone. That means in this zone, the fuel vapor do not get sufficient supply of oxygen. That's why incomplete combustion of the wax vapor takes place. Because of this incomplete combustion of fuel vapor, this zone looks yellow in color. This and produces lots of unburned carbon particles. These carbon particles become white hot and emit light. So, it is the glow of the hot carbon particles which makes the middle zone of a candle flame luminous. These carbon particles then leave the flame as smoke and soot. The middle zone of a flame produces a moderate temperature. This zone is the major part of a candle flame. That's why the full candle flame looks yellow in color. The innermost zone of a flame is dark or black because here no combustion takes place. That means this zone do not get any supply of oxygen. That's why the fuel vapor remains unburnt here. The innermost zone of a flame consists of hot unburnt vapors of the combustible material, that is wax. The innermost zone is the least hot part of the flame or coldest part of the flame. A kerosene oil lamp produces a flame exactly similar to the candle flame, consisting of the same 3 zones. Goldsmiths blow air with a blowpipe to intensify a kerosene lamp flame for melting and molding the pieces of gold and silver into desired shapes to make jewelry. This is because when air is blown through blowpipe into the flame, it helps in the combustion of unburnt fuel and hence makes the flame hotter. The burning of fuels produces harmful products which pollute the air around us. So the increasing use of fuels has harmful effects on the environment. The important harmful effects produced by the burning of fuels are as follows. Burning of fuels like wood, coal, and petroleum products like kerosene, petrol, diesel, etc., releases unbound carbon particles in the air. These fine carbon particles are dangerous pollutants which can cause respiratory diseases such as asthma. Incomplete combustion of fuels due to insufficient air produces a very poisonous gas called carbon monoxide. Excessive inhaling of carbon monoxide gas can kill a person. We should never sleep in a room with closed door and windows and having a coal fire burning inside. This is because when coal burns in an insufficient supply of air in the room due to the closed door and windows, then a lot of carbon monoxide gas is produced. When the persons sleeping in the room breathe in poisonous carbon monoxide gas, they may all die. Burning of fuels release carbon dioxide into the environment. Increased percentage of carbon dioxide in air is causing global warming. This is because carbon dioxide gas in the air traps sun's heat rays by producing greenhouse effect. Global warming is the rise in temperature of Earth's atmosphere caused by the excessive amounts of carbon dioxide in the air. Due to rise in the temperature of atmosphere, the ice in polar regions will melt very fast. This water may cause a rise in the sea level leading to floods in coastal areas. Burning of coal, petrol and diesel produces sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide in the air. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide produced by the burning of fuels dissolve in rainwater and forms sulfuric acid and nitric acid respectively. The rainwater containing acids is called acid rain. Acid rain is very harmful for forest, aquatic animals and buildings. The case of CNG. The use of petrol and diesel as fuels in automobiles is being replaced by CNG. CNG means compressed natural gas. This is because when CNG burns, it produces very small amount of harmful products. CNG is a clean fuel because it burns without producing smoke or burning of CNG do not produce any solid residue. So, the use of CNG as fuel in automobiles has reduced air pollution in some cities. The case of wood. Wood has been used as a domestic and industrial fuel for many years in the past. In many rural parts of our country, people still use wood as a fuel due to its low cost and easy availability. But there are some disadvantages of burning wood as fuel. These are: the burning of wood produces a lot of smoke, which is very harmful for human beings. Smoke causes respiratory diseases. Moreover, trees provide us with many useful substances. When trees are cut down to obtain wood for use as fuel, then all the useful substances which can be obtained from trees are lost. The cutting down of trees to obtain fuel wood leads to deforestation, and deforestation is very harmful for the environment. Wood has now been replaced by coal and other fuels such as LPG. LPG is a better domestic fuel than wood because of the following reasons. LPG has a much higher calorific value than wood, so it produces much more heat on burning than an equal mass of wood. LPG burns without producing any smoke, but burning of wood produces a lot of smoke. LPG burns completely without leaving behind any solid residue, but wood leaves behind a lot of ash on burning. Because of the reasons, LPG is used widely nowadays as a domestic fuel. So this much in the chapter. I hope you all have understood. Thank you for watching.